Hey, everybody. It's Sunday, May 23rd. It's a new week. The weather is nice, and it's graduation season for the young ones. So what better way to celebrate than with an AUC edition of the Alumni Brunch Club? Tennille, let's go.
That was good.
Hey now, welcome to ABC, the Alumni Brunch Club. For those of you joining us for the first time, this is a live interactive show with overflowing mimosas, hot topics, cultural moments, and Black achievements. Plus, the homecoming vibe is what?
365.
I am Taria Williams, class of 04, CAU.
I'm Tennille Gibson, class of 06, CAU.
You had to think about it. I'm Brittany Grooms, CAU, class of 07.
Well, this is an exciting show for a few reasons, right, y'all?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Tennille, why?
Well, today is our season finale. end of season 1.
Yay. We did it, Joe.
We did it.
It's
been a long, but cheers to that. Let's just get it started. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
It's been a long time coming. Well, I mean, we started planning this in the fall and we launched in February, and it's been an exciting season, and we plan to come back in September.
Yeah.
The streets are calling many of us.
Our birthdays are calling
many of us, and we just want to come back with a big bang in September and plan accordingly. So thanks for watching.
School's out. We're out.
School's out. We out.
Yep.
School's out for the summer.
The other thing is, so if you've been watching our other shows, you know our rundown. But this week we are doing a special AUC edition where we have asked our panelists to invite a +1 for the show. So just
from
like
the AUC.
Yes, from the AUC. So just like brunch, we'll have folks popping in. You know, it'll be a good grand old time.
All right. Well, let's get started with our panelists today. And first coming back is Camille.
Yay.
Welcome back.
Thanks for having me back. I've been waiting on the call for weeks.
We've been waiting to call you, girl.
You've been sitting by the phone.
Waiting to call you.
Right. Everyone's bio is on our Instagram page, but just to give a brief something about Camille Keefe, she's a 2006 graduate of Clark Atlanta, a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. She resides in her hometown, Philadelphia, while she works in the banking industry, but still exercises her creativity through freelance wardrobe consulting. Camille, how you feeling today?
You know, I'm feeling good. It's hot as hell in Philly, but you know.
Your like audio's working today?
The audio's working today.
Yes.
If you were here for the first one, you know I didn't hear nothing for the first 10 minutes. But I was still talking, okay?
Yes, you were.
Yes.
But yes. I'm happy to be back. I missed you guys. I've loved all the shows, and you know, I can't wait to get this one popping.
Yes. Well, coming next to the stage, we have Robert.
Well, look at there.
Robert, also known as Bobby Butter.
Come on, talk to me.
Also known as Parquet.
Yes.
2006 graduate of Morehouse College, a fall 04 initiate of the Alpha Road chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha. He makes money as an account manager at Amazon.
Oh my God.
But he makes memories with friends and fam. Freestyles in the shower. He is a newlywed, resides in DC with his wife, Courtney. Shout out to the Butter.
We here. What's happening?
Can you give us a freestyle? You said you freestyle in the shower. You got something for us today?
Exactly.
Nah, I ain't got nothing for you this morning. I ain't had enough to drink. I just want to, you know what I mean? I just want to get something, you know what I mean, in my system, get me going, get me fired up.
Okay. Well, get something. Well, we don't see you.
End the show with that.
Okay. Let us know when you're ready.
Y'all heard that.
That's going to be a mess.
Yeah. Brace yourself.
That's not a freestyle. You would have all episodes to think about it.
Exactly.
Next up, we have Scoop.
What it do, baby?
In Scoop's words, he's from a small town outside of Arlington, Virginia called Washington, D.C.
Very small.
He is an INTJ. Scoop, feel free to explain that when you're ready. His love language is Red Lobster biscuits. He's a Virgo. He loves medium walks on the beach and romantic strolls to the couch to watch ESPN and Netflix.
Wow.
That's me.
Y'all are gonna have to police these bios.
That's me.
Look, when I read it, I was like, come on, Scoop. Everybody.
Red Lobster
The medium walk.
Quality time. Red Lobster biscuits, baby. That's it.
Medium walks. That's the one that got me.
Medium
Long
walks
walks take
every
too
week.
long. You know what I'm saying? Just need a, medium walks.
Scoop is a graduate of Morehouse College, Georgetown University, and he is a policy analyst for DC City Council. Well, and he has a podcast, The Inside Scoop. Welcome, Scoop.
Clever.
Thank you very
Clever
much.
name.
Thank you. I know. Very, very on the nose, right?
Super.
Very on the nose.
I love
Thank you
it.
for having me. Thank you for
I'm
having me.
happy to have you. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah,
Oh
it
yeah,
is.
sip, sip, sip.
Yes, it is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we're going to get started to our first section called, well, actually, before we get there, do we want to have them introduce their plus ones now?
Yeah, so
Why not?
we asked everybody to invite a plus one from the AUC. I mean, you bring plus ones to brunch, so why not pull up? And so we had everybody do that. Who's gonna go first? Tamia?
Camille, kick it off. Who did you invite, Camille?
So this has been my plus one since 98, 99. Hey, Lauren.
Hey, Lauren.
What do you do?
High school street. Central High School, Philly girls.
Right.
We're a little ghetto, a little refined, but we here.
He made it, Mom.
That's my day one.
Listen, this is Dr. Lauren, okay?
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Respect
Only
on it.
on certain days of the week.
Respect on
Not today. Not this morning. And me and Camille were roommates in college, and we shared a vehicle.
Yeah.
If you ever saw the car with the Delta plates, the little Ford Focus, that was us.
That's real college roommate right there.
Yeah, that was my girl.
We hit a
vehicle.
dog. We hit a dog.
How did you guys decide it was time to leave campus? Like, when was it time to leave campus in the one car to go home?
I don't know. I think we just did it.
Right, because that's like before Ubers,
it.
You're right.
before scooters.
I know.
How did we do it? I feel like our class schedule was like you had the car and then you came back and then I got the car.
Yeah.
And then sometimes we would just like bust it up with people until it was time for us to leave campus.
Yeah.
Like I think we just worked it out. We've been rolling for a while now, so we just vibed.
Yep.
Smoke signal, time to go.
Okay.
Besties.
That's right. Thanks for having me, guys. And Camille, my love.
Robert, Bobby Butter, Parquet.
Yo.
Who are you
Yeah.
bringing? Who's your plus one for brunch?
Man, my plus one is KP, Kelly Peterson. There she go.
What's up?
Nah, so they hit me and was like, Parquet, we want an AUC legend. You know what I'm saying? Somebody from someone that that was just, everywhere on the scene, into everything. And I flipped through my Rolodex once or twice. And I just couldn't, on my third flip, I just couldn't get past the K's. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh.
I like that. I see what you did like that.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? And KP it was. So here we are, I thought it was a good decision. What y'all think?
I agree.
Very good decision.
I agree. Good decision.
How you
Cheers
feeling
to me.
today, KP?
I am good. Happy to be here.
Cheers.
Couple moments.
Right.
Appreciate y'all. Cheers. We was in the green room. We was in the green room waiting. A little.
Top it off a little.
Yeah.
All right. Last but not least, Scoop. Tell us about your plus one today.
My plus one today is one of my dear friends, the Mouth of the South, the turn up for any party. Chelsea Rogers, you know what I'm saying? My classmate. I thought who best would fit this? You know what I'm saying? She's lively, always opinionated, always great things to talk about. And she's an amazing person. This is my homie.
Yay.
My neighbor.
Welcome, Chelsea.
You know what I'm saying?
I know, literally my neighbor.
I love
Yeah.
it.
What up, Chelsea?
Hey, Booze.
How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, feeling great. How are you?
Chelsea.
Got the scroll.
Chelsea, your backdrop. Chelsea.
Oh, yes. Please, please. allow me to introduce you all to my virtual reunion, 15 years, sip and paint, Spell House tailgate. That's right. That's right. Yes, yes. Those are supposed to be buildings, but I was told apparently they look like gravestones. So art is not my ministry.
Whatever you want them to
Or
be.
I was sipping too much.
We told Chelsea she had like 10 minutes to go get like her background.
Yeah.
Chelsea came back with every piece of nail you
Everyone.
Shout out to Collegiate, which isn't there anymore.
Yeah.
Money shirt had me in so much trouble with damn SGA. Then we had,
my God.
let's not forget.
The apology.
The legendary apology shirt.
I'm sorry.
Legendary.
And everyone in the class of 05 who got dogged out because we did not have an olive branch.
Yeah. Only class to never have an olive branch since it started.
I had to become a student orientation leader to get one. Ain't
To get a shirt.
But we bonded anyway.
Wow.
05. So shout out to the AUC classes of 05. We made it.
Shout out. Exactly. We made it.
Why is
I made it a year later.
shirt still
That's how
so
much I made
white?
it.
I know.
That shirt is so crisp.
Tied with
It's
bleach.
also like an extra large because you know they took all the small sizes.
Yeah, they
so I
did.
can't
Yeah,
believe
they
this
did.
thing.
Remember we used to like cut them up, like cut them all up and like spread them and
With
like
with the ties on the side.
You know I got in trouble for that.
I just got rid of some of those.
Well, shout out to everyone.
Oh Lord.
Just recently. Our comment section is popping. What's up, AJ, Miranda? Shout out to everyone in the comments.
What up, comment section?
Brittany Burns,
Mr.
Me
CH.
too,
Toya.
Me too,
Toya.
Toya. Still salty.
still.
Still
Oh
salty.
wow! So wait, Scoop, get it out your system. You
No, I mean, I'm gonna
wait,
say
you know what? We're gonna start our next
figured out how to
section,
turn this
and we're
on.
gonna let Scoop get it off his chest.
Oh God.
I'll say
That should
this.
be a whole
Next
segment
section,
on
never let me know when I can
podcast.
talk on this. When I can speak on this.
Yeah. So you
You know what I'm
guys,
saying?
we have
Still
a
mad.
section called
20 years
Throwback,
later.
called Throwback to.
Throwback.
Parquet's idea for our show.
Parquet, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
And this is where we go back to a moment in school. And this is not, we weren't even going to talk about this, but Scoop, go back to Olive Branch.
Okay.
There's something you want to talk about from Olive
So
Branch.
in 2001, we did not have an Olive Branch. We ended up Morehouse and
We should
Spelman.
probably tell people what Olive Branch is. 'cause
Okay,
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
know if everybody knows.
Okay.
Olive Branch, Operation Olive Branch is an event during orientation in the Atlanta University Center where students from each college is wearing the same T-shirt, which Chelsea has. And all go to like this big space. Sometimes it's a gym, sometimes it's a football field, and have like this block party. It's you get a chance in the shirts. Everybody wearing the same shirt, so no one knows exactly what school they come from. So you get a chance to meet people and extend the olive branch to people from other schools.
Chelsea's giving us a little modeling of the shirt.
Exactly.
There you go.
You also get to
Exactly.
holler at people from other schools and see what your quality looks like.
Um,
Very early.
I wasn't going to say that, but that
But
is
you had to have
also
a piece
true.
of paper, though. Remember,
Right.
piece of paper. It was like
Exactly.
numbers.
That's right.
You
Back in
look
those days.
so I've heard.
Oh my
Back
God.
in those days. Well, I wouldn't know because I ain't had one. You know what I'm saying? So what I've heard happens at this place. So we ended up having Morehouse played Fort Valley in Griffin, Georgia.
Yeah.
And we got buses that
And
took
went to
the
the
entire
game.
freshman class of Morehouse and Spelman to this game. And that was our first event, was this football
We're
game.
salty too, LaToya.
Yeah, and then I think Clark went to Six Flags.
Yeah, we went to the flag.
Yeah.
What did
Clark
Morris
went-
Brown do?
I'm not sure.
Wow.
But I want to add
Shout out to Morris Brown.
that
Morris
experience,
Brown.
that experience is one of the impetus for why we did Olive Branch Alumni Edition.
100%.
Because you was still feeling
And
some type of way.
Oh,
Makes so
because
much sense.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
Yeah.
I had never seen-
Okay.
I had never
thought
seen
we
that
was
many
going
black
back.
people before.
Right.
Man.
You know what I mean? Like when I got to
yeah,
Olive
it's
Branch, I
fluid.
was like,
Just greatness.
It's
On
800
greatness on greatness.
Negroes
Yeah.
out here. You know what I'm saying?
Our year was the last year
having a
with
good
Morris
time.
Brown, wasn't it? I think our year was the last year with
Yeah.
Morris Brown.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, our freshman
It was.
year, we had Morris
Yeah.
Brown.
But it was on Clark's campus. It was on Clark's campus.
It
Our
was.
Olive Branch was on y'all's campus.
It was behind
It
the
was?
or in front of the gym in one of those parking lots.
Yes.
It was
That's
the
a
parking
kid.
lot. That's all
I
I
I
remember
was
remember.
gonna say,
standing there, this thing
we
asleep.
were gaining in.
I remember
Coming
walking
down.
up Fair
Yes.
Street.
Yeah, we walked up a big hill. I remember it was like a silent march.
It was.
We didn't know what we were
I'm
getting
about to
into.
say the Olive Branch Death March.
It was a death march.
Death march.
Uphill, incline.
I came back to Whitehall. I was like, yo,
Then y'all
my
had
calf muscles
energy
were
and
strong as
adrenaline.
shit.
You were fine. You knew you
Okay.
were coming to Atlanta in the fall, in that heat. You were fine. Hot dorms with no air conditioning.
All right, guys.
Outside.
Y'all ready to hop into it for real?
Well, wait,
Let's do
Brittany,
it.
real quick. What's in everyone's cup? Because everyone is
yeah.
sipping. What's in everyone's cup?
I'm drinking Jameson.
Oh my. Let's keep out for Parquet's comments during the show.
Yes.
I have Casamigos.
Okay.
I have a margarita.
I got spoiled by the brunch club and I got mimosas at my
I have a mimosa with a splash of gin.
Okay.
You know.
Y'all, I'm out the game till the end of September.
That's true. That's true.
Congratulations, Lauren.
Cheers. And my pink straw.
Yay.
Girl.
summer night, baby girl.
Congrats.
Again.
It's gonna be a sad, dry summer, but
you'll make it.
Turn up in the winter.
I'm gonna just be
It'll
smelling
be worth it,
everybody's
boo.
drink.
You got this.
Taste ice cubes.
We're gonna drink at brunch today for you.
Yeah.
That's what friends
Please
do.
do. Everyone have an
In
extra sip
tribute,
for your
I
girl.
give
That's what friends do.
That's what we do.
Because y'all know I like my cocktails. Some things never change.
Are we still on TBT?
We were transitioning. I see Breon in the comments. People are still talking about.
Do you have?
Still bitter.
Do you have a TBT? Do you have a TBT? Okay, go.
But if in the event that we're going to talk about, an individual moment later on, then I would like to save it.
This is your moment.
This is your moment.
Oh, this is the moment.
This is your moment.
Take it.
So,
Take it.
very quickly, my favorite AUC moment, and it's relevant because it involves all the schools represented here, was when I went out for Mr. AUC. This was like my senior year. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, I had this whole thing. My intro was Pretty Brown Eyes. You know what I'm saying? I had the low cut. And the crazy thing, I had the light man. The light man
Smooth like
had
butter.
the light man had the spotlight here, so it's like, yo, you could really, because my eyes changed in the light. You know what I'm saying?
So they were
then-
really brown.
That was my intro. And then for my main thing, I did like I had a spoken word. My LB Atalo wrote me a poem. My other LB, Jay Rich, played the trumpet. So he was playing the trumpet. I came out of nowhere and did the
You
spoken
had
word
your
thing.
whole line working, didn't you?
I did.
What did you
I'm
do
working through this pretty quick. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the climax right here. When after I was done, there was only one more performance after me before they crowned Mr. AUC. So I got off from doing my spoken word. Everybody's standing up, clapping. I'm like, it's in the bag. I went backstage. I'm trying on the crown. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just getting my angles together for when I walk out, how I want to give my speech. You know what I'm saying? Trayvon. You know what I'm saying?
Right. He might be
Sits down at
here.
the piano. You know what I mean? And so he's the last performance before they crown Mr. AUC. He sits down with the John Legend. You're just ordinary.
Why do you remember this so clearly,
With the piano keys at the end. I'm like, dog, as soon as he said people, like sung people.
You saw your dreams.
You knew.
Okay, if it makes you feel better, I was on Mr. and Mrs. AUC court. I still have my crown upstairs. When you get back to DC, I'll crown you.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Wow.
We will do it live.
I need to hold it for the next 15 years, yo.
I got you.
Yeah.
That was my favorite AUC moment. Just being robbed blindly. You know, I never thought we could
I
sing.
hope you don't see
If
Trayvon
Trayvon
in
sit down
the anywhere.
if he sit down at the piano,
Look,
that's
Parquet
lost
can
cause.
never listen to Ordinary People again without
Again.
that.
Triggering.
That was my last John Legend song ever. I don't even know if he still sings. I haven't listened to John Legend since then.
He does. And as soon as you said Trevon, I was like, oh.
You just canceled John Legend?
What happens to a dream
Look,
deferred?
Breon said, what happens to a dream deferred?
It comes up in TBT, and we still talking in 15 years.
Hey, I've been holding that story for 16 years. I've been holding that story, dog.
Cheers to Parquet.
Cheers to Parquet.
Releasing.
Relax.
Therapy.
He just did the work. And we're proud of you, Parquet.
Yes.
You know what, ladies, can we crown Parquet live, like on your homecoming edition or something?
No.
Give him that experience.
We'll have a coronation.
Have a party, get him a sash.
We'll get him something.
Just for
But I
you,
want to see
buddy.
that Pretty Brown Eyes intro again, though.
And I'm trying to hear the
We can do it.
Run
Run that intro back.
Oh my goodness.
Like I had the low cut.
Because y'all got to keep in mind at the beginning of Pretty Brown Eyes, it's like pretty.
Uh-huh.
Don't.
Yeah.
He was out there with his shoulders.
It's a whole vibe move.
That was my step. The doors opened on the first dun. You know what I'm saying? And then I came in like dun dun. Oh, dog! We had rehearsed this, dog. It was a winning performance. It should have won, dog.
I have to say, as a pageant expert, that sounds like a quality talent intro.
Dog.
You were robbed. It sounds like
And we know you can
might have
perform,
been robbed.
Parquet. You've never let us down on a performance, so we know.
It's all good.
Your time
Shout
is
out to
coming.
Trevon, though. He's the homie.
He might be here.
He's talented. He killed it. You know what I'm saying?
When you said the
killed it.
name, I was like, ooh, because if he sit down at that piano and start
You
singing,
knew where that was
then
going.
yeah,
He killed it.
going
Yeah.
down.
It's all good.
Yeah. All right, guys. We're gonna hop in. I know we've already hopped into it, but we're gonna hop into it a little bit more. With what's on the menu, because we got a lot of stuff we want to cover today, a lot of things we need to talk about. And I'm gonna start it off very easily. What is the AUC to you?
Whoa.
Well, Britt, I think for people that are watching that may not know what the AUC is,
Okay.
what does it stand for, and what does it mean? Because there are people in the world that don't know that Morehouse is an all-male school and that Spelman is an all-female school. There are actually people in the world that don't know this.
They don't.
Yes. Okay. So the AUC stands for the Atlanta University Center, and it is composed of, is it six?
Six. Well,
Six.
now six. Back to six.
Back to six, because we did a toast last episode to Morris Brown getting their accreditation back. Cheers to them again. Institutions, and we're all literally connected. You can step from one campus to the next, and it's Black excellence at its finest. What people really need to understand is ain't nowhere else you're gonna get all of that Blackness.
That part.
Together, okay?
Yeah.
All these HBCUs, the rest of them, that's fine. We love them, but the AUC, you don't get it anywhere else. There's nothing like it. So with that being said, what is it to you guys? What does it mean?
If I'm honest with you, it's heaven. And I'll tell you why. Remember how busy we were trying to get out of college and be grown and be adults and do all this stuff? And then you end up in real life and all you want is that safe space of intelligent Black people who encourage you, who push you, who challenge you. And for us, we were so fortunate because it wasn't like we were limited to just our school. Like, we had networks and connections across schools. You had grad school connections. You had so many different relationships in the AUC. So now, like, when I look at it, what it was to me as a student is vastly different to what it is to me now. Now it's a safe haven. Like, now it is a training camp. Now it is a safe space and a space of protection. It's a place where you can be you, learn you, grow, and you are in a safe, protected community of people who aren't going to let you slack in whatever it is that you're doing. That's the thing that I loved about the AUC the most, is like everybody in your class was their high school class president, their prom king, their prom queen, a creative, business owner, entrepreneur. We went to school in that community with the best of the best, and we see it now, right? Like, kudos to all our classmates that are out here killing whatever game they're in, doing it. That's what the AU is for me.
Yep.
Well, I'm here for all of that.
Yep.
I feel like it's like a birthplace because similar to what Chelsea said, I feel like it's like the first time in our lives where you could just be who you are. Like, I think a lot of us might have grown up like being that person that talked too white or was like the overachiever, and maybe you were ashamed for doing those kind of things. But this is the one place where everyone looks like you, everyone talks like you, or everyone understands you. Like, no one's shaming you for being on honor roll. Like, everyone is excelling. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
true.
You're not like, trying to get bad grades.
You got all A's?
Man, no, but Camille was on honor roll and I was her friend. So, you know.
Don't hate on the nerds.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel like I completely agree with you. I think it was everything I needed and didn't know I needed until I got there, right? Like,
yeah,
coming from Flint and, my experiences and from there, right? Like, I was like going to an all Black girls school. Oh no, I'm good. Like, absolutely not, because of my experiences at home. But everything that I learned about Spelman, the sisterhood, and then having like brothers, being an only child, right? Like, it was everything I needed. And it's like, it is my connector. It's my foundation, everything that I believe in now. And I'm so appreciative of having that experience, because I think about, had I made a different experience, right? Had I went to Michigan State or Michigan with everyone else, I don't know that I would have the same appreciation for the experiences, the same like connection to Black women, appreciation for I'm like that is what I believe. And I'm so blessed to have had that experience, because I think about like how jaded I could be if I didn't have that experience based on my like high school experiences with other Black women.
Yeah, I would say, I was just going to say, I think I just used the word utopia, you know what I'm saying?
Ooh, that's perfect.
Like,
That's
honestly, I'm from a majority Black city, but at the same time, what we had in AUC was completely different. You had people your age, people from different parts of the United States. It made me understand the word diversity. I used to always think or talk to my friends when the PWIs, like, HBCUs don't have a lot of diversity. It's like my class had 48 states and 15 countries. You know what I'm saying? So literally, people on my people
know that.
Cheers,
hey, man, you know what I'm saying?
Is
So
that the truth? Because it sounds so epic, dog.
Yeah,
If it's not, we still believe it.
Dope.
Yeah, like I got friends from Iowa, friends from different places, like your friends from Trinidad, friends from obscure cities in the country, other major cities in the United States,
Right.
But it's home. And to echo Kelly's point, I mean, my sister actually turns 21 next month, but so she turned 1 3 weeks after I graduated high school. So I'm pretty much the only child at that point, right? So they gave me family, gave me brothers, it gave me sisters, it gave me a sense of family, for real. So I would say
y'all don't let Scoop fool you. He's super overprotective of his sister.
Very overprotective.
Super overprotective.
One question on that. Do you feel like you took the full advantage of the AUC, of all those school institutions being there together, educationally and socially?
I took class on Clark's campuses all the time. Like, I took comms classes because Spelman didn't have it. I took classes at Morehouse. Now, I will say, like, when we talk about like the conglomerate, like, it was like Morehouse and it was Clark. And I will say, I'm very appreciative of the experience that I had at Clark, the relationships I made, like getting to know you ladies on, on the yard, and like other experiences that I wouldn't have had if I'd have just stayed in like my little Spelman gates, right?
Yeah,
I lucked out. Shout out to Bree. She's on here somewhere in the comments. But Bree and I grew up together. We went to high school together. So she went to Clark, and she's class of 05 when I was at Spelman class of 05. And she also used to do my hair in that dorm room. Appreciate you, Bree. But like, for me, I was able to go back and forth between the two because, I had family that was here right across the street. And then she introduced me to more family. In fact, I think, hey, boo, hey. I think, Tennille, that might be how I met you. Like, a bunch of people at Clark just through Bree. So I appreciated that opportunity. And I was like you, Kelly. I took classes. I did a independent study minor in business management, and Spelman only has economics. So I took a lot of my classes at Morehouse. And now I will tell y'all at Clark, that accounting class was cruel as hell. I got a B-. I was real pissed, and I sat outside that man's office every day for office hours trying to get help with my balance sheet. But I digress. I felt like it was such an awesome experience to even just be able to do that.
Yeah. I'll tell you, man.
Go ahead.
No, do your thing.
I would say coming from Philly, it's pretty rough. And although, like, for instance, like Lauren and I, we lived in pretty good neighborhoods, I will say, but we went to school in the city. We had friends from all over the city. And I think like coming to Atlanta and being in the AUC, it was almost like a resort to me. Like, oh, I can eat, I can sleep, I can go for a party, I can fellowship, and I ain't gotta go nowhere else. I mean, we literally were right across the street from the project, but it was all inclusive. All inclusive. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't every HBCU though?
It's crazy, right? Lauren will call me and be like, Camille, do you want to come see my dorm and meet my friends? I'm like, okay. And I would just go over there, and I done met all her friends, and they became like friends of mine, like down the road as we kind of built, you know. And Lauren would come like, what are you doing over there? You live in Heritage Commons? I want to come see.
I want to check it
out. I think between Camille and Lauren, freshman year, because we lived in Holmes Hall on Clark's campus, I used to print for free at Spelman.
I
forgot.
In the Science Center.
You can't print for free. So like Lauren was like, you can print for free over here. I was like, yo, y'all want to go over there?
Here we go.
When I was off campus, I was still printing over there.
Printer, super printer.
Now, tell the truth, though. Isn't every HBCU in the hood?
Or the country.
That's how we learned how to interact with the hood as well in college. That was another learning.
Grounded, though. What was the name of the what was the name of the project? Was it Atlanta
University
Hall?
University Hall in Atlanta.
Dog, I remember the first time we went over there playing basketball, and we all came from Virginia. We thought we could hoop. Oh my God! The way I was getting fouled, it's just like
they're trying to get you out the game,
right? You know what I'm saying? But I was gonna say the word that I would use, and I know this may kind of not go with the way that everybody else has been taking it, but I feel like the AUC is taken for granted. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really taken for granted, and I'm gonna tell you like why in as short a way as I can. It's like I did not appreciate the ability that I could have gotten or did in some ways receive like a world-class journalism degree from Clark, right? Like I basically did a dual degree program, like I'm a history major, graduated from Morehouse, but on my transcript, I think that I have enough credit to have been a speech communications journalism major from Clark. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, I don't know if I understood what was available to me in that moment. Like I should be Lester Holt right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all right.
I mean, all right,
Lester. Okay. That's the confidence the AUC produces right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Right there. You're confident,
Case in point.
But you understand what I'm saying, though, right? Like,
we get you.
So I just think that sometimes we take it for granted.
But I was like, to that point of taking for granted, like when else in your life are you gonna ever be around that many beautiful Black people, right? Exactly. Like, and I think that we don't take it like that is taken for granted. I completely agree.
Yeah, because life doesn't look like that. Like I had Black professors, Black administrators, Black classmates. I graduated 2 years later. I started working at IBM, and I'm just like,
who are these people?
There's a lot of other people.
It looks a lot different.
Earlier in poli sci, she came to class. She was a Hampton grad, so you already know what I'm setting you up for. She came to class 15 minutes early. She was dressed in a suit, pantyhose, and heels every day. Shout out to Dr. Marilyn Davis, wherever she is. She had her agenda on the board, and class started at 9:00 a.m. Not 9:01, not 9:05. 9 o'clock, and no one would disrespect her and roll into that classroom late. We ended up getting an adjunct professor in poli sci from Emory. I forgot his name. A white dude who came to class late, came to class in jeans, sat on the desk in class. And when I tell you, my class was up in arms and wrote a petition to have him removed from our faculty because they were like, he doesn't respect our time. He's not professional. But like, you're right, Parquet, like even just the professors that you had set you up with like a level of
standard of
professional, not everybody could get at other schools.
Scoop, and I don't know if this is something I'm making up that I feel like Morehouse taught us, but I feel like there's a saying that says like, to be on time is to be late.
Oh, yeah,
to be early is to be on time. Be on time is to be late.
Late is unacceptable.
You didn't make that up. You didn't make that up. And Morehouse didn't either. We all got it.
Everybody got an orientation week.
My States is real.
Because in another setting, I'm telling you, I would have taken credit for that. Okay.
PTSD.
It's true that you had to learn that parquet for a certain organization.
I believe so as well.
Yeah, question for you guys: why did you choose your institution?
So my uncle graduated Morehouse in 1984, 3 months before I was born.
That's wild.
My grandmother said if I'd have known about Morehouse earlier, all my sons would have gone.
Wow.
So he was the baby. So in my grandma's house, there's a painting. Well, and there's a picture on the wall. The biggest photo in the living room is of my aunt and my cousin Gary, who's 10 months older than me, in matching Morehouse sweats.
I love it.
And so he must have been like 5. So I've seen that picture since I was 4. Like I really only applied to Morehouse. My mom made me apply to another school, but I was like, if I'm not going to Morehouse, I'm not going to college. So, and for me, it was a little different. I had job offers in high school because I wrote and I'm on website and stuff. But Morehouse was the only school I wanted to attend. So, that was it for me.
That's what's up. I think I had a similar experience. Like my cousin went to Morehouse, so I was already here for his graduation in like 2000, and then somebody messed around and had a Spelman alumni tour of Spelman during homecoming, and that was the last straw for me. I'm like, oh, you brought me down here for homecoming? I'm not even 18 yet. Like it was a real easy answer, but I think for the first time, like meeting people, I was like, oh, I have a Tiffany's bracelet too. Oh, okay, I talk like her too. Like it was the first time I really felt like I fit in somewhere, right? And of course, it's the #1 liberal arts college in.
Better throw them stats in there.
Come on.
I'm like, I had to admit, I don't think I gave every HBCU a fair shot, but kind of like Scoop, like it was already in my family, so it was. I had kind of a narrow mind coming into it, but best decision.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I wanted to go to a PWI. Don't judge me.
Oh, you wanted
Don't
to?
judge me. I was a nerd. I was a nerd. I wanted to go to Harvard, and my mom and dad were like, huh? Say what? You want to move where now? And my family's in Georgia. They were like, what you want to go to in Georgia? Right here, where you can get this Hope Scholarship. And I was like, okay, well, if that's the case, how about Spelman? Like, they have a really great program. And my cotillion director, my junior year of high school, actually took us on a tour of the AU, and I fell in love. Everybody was like, you want to go to an all-girls school? I was like, dude, first of all, it's across the street from an all-guys school. So that's that. And there's 2 co-eds right down the street. But even just above that, like the campus, the history, the caliber of women, which we will continue to produce with that #1 HBCU. And I believe we've moved up now. We're somewhere around 53 on that liberal arts US News report.
Of all colleges.
Amazing.
Yeah, Laura, mine is similar to you. I don't know how this happened, but I went to go visit Spelman during homecoming, and I came in on like a Thursday, and so we're gonna go to this thing called Market Friday because it was a family friend. And I was like, oh, okay.
Sold.
And
they got you, girl.
I was like, yo, this is every Friday. Oh, sign me up right now. But it was just, I mean, coming from Flint to like, first off, my parents were very clear, like, all right, you have to apply to a Michigan school just because that's what your counselors are requiring. But like, Michigan's not, you got to go. Like, you will be going to a Black school out of like away from home, so you need to figure it out. And we did college tours and everything, but it was, I mean, legit, it was Market Friday. It was a seller.
Homecoming weekend, man.
Like, oh, this, oh yeah,
I can stay here. You're like I said.
I love it, man. I miss it every day.
Camille, why did you CAU?
So I wish my parents had more. Listen, I was the first one out. I was the first one to go. And I think they were more excited because they knew my potential, but they didn't have like the tools or the knowledge behind HBCUs and things like that. My uncle had actually lived in Atlanta, I would say, for maybe like 7 years when I graduated high school. And I had never visited him, but he would always talk about, he didn't necessarily talk about HBCUs, but he would just talk about, oh, Camille, there's so many opportunities in Atlanta. And I just off of a whim applied to Clark. I wanted to go to UMD. I don't know why. Yeah, I wanted to go to UMD. I applied. I got in. I got into all the schools that I applied to, but the only HBCUs I applied to was Howard and Clark. And Clark gave me a full ride.
Come on.
My mom was like,
You going to money reside.
Listen,
And
I have a similar.
I
have a similar story to Camille. I really wanted to go to Howard as my number one choice. I got in. Howard told me that I got the Hilltop Scholarship, which I think is tuition. They never sent. I didn't get the letter in the mail.
That is some Howard stuff.
So black.
So I'll never forget Ray Triggs. My sister went to Clark Atlanta, the first class when it consolidated as Clark Atlanta in '88. Wow. Shout out to Ava. My brother graduated from Morehouse. I was trying to stay away from the AUC just to be different.
Wow.
And so Ray Triggs visited my high school class my senior year. She's like, "Oh, I can get you a scholarship." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Say less.
That scholarship letter came 2 weeks later. My mama said, "Either you signing this or me."
Oh, that's a real
Who's signing this?
So is it a Howard
your
thing?
scholarship letter from Howard is still probably sitting in the A building.
I got my acceptance letter. I applied Howard because that was the school I wanted to go to. Early acceptance. I applied early. I got my acceptance letter 2 days before I graduated in May.
I got it in day of prom in May.
Like, is that a thing? Like,
let me tell you, having to go through that A building is literally like going through some type of war camp, y'all. I went there for law school. Shout out to Howard Law. Love what you do producing highly educated people, but y'all, this A building thing is a problem. Why can't y'all get our money and our letters together?
I can't front.
It's terrible.
I mean, black schools just got to do better with anything regarding administrative tasks. When you register for class, that was my first lesson in true patience, was trying to register for classes. You know what I mean? And then I get them registered, school starts, class starts. Now my classes have been dropped.
Yeah.
Mine got dropped like 50 times.
I'm taking 21 hours, bro. Where are my classes?
Where is my schedule?
But your check got cash, didn't it? Your check got cash. I know that.
Taking the money. They taking all them coins. They cut that card off quick. They cut that ID off.
Man.
They dropped mine and said they never got my dad's check. And I said, hold that thought, because my daddy is an OG. So I was like, hey, Dad, Spelman dropped my classes because they said they didn't get your check, and handed that phone over. All I know was I got overrides for everything I had before they dropped it.
Get them together.
Okay, guys.
Black parent about that money.
Okay, guys. I want to transition us a little bit because I feel like, personally, we can't have this discussion without having this discussion. Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. Come on. Transition.
Right.
It sounds like we need a drink. We need a drink.
Right before this.
Fill up your cup.
You know, we're talking about the AUC. We're loving it. We're enjoying ourselves.
Okay.
And a question for you: was there more love than hate on campus? Do we really have this unity in the AUC the way that we do on this screen?
No. It is adversarial.
Why?
I don't know. I would say
I don't know.
No. I mean, let's be honest here. I think it depends on your relationships with people for sure. But institutionally, I would say no. I would definitely say no.
Yeah.
Because I think that it's a lot. Like, so I think that like Morehouse and Spelman are paired together. Like, we don't have, Clark Atlanta has everything in one school. We don't have, female students. So like, we're paired together. So it's generally like Spelman and Morehouse, and then it's Clark Atlanta University, and it was Morris Brown. So I think when Mo B was around, that added more balance. When Morris Brown was away, it was just Spellhouse versus CAU to some people. And I think
that's the key word right there. Versus. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Why is that versus there?
Well, part of it, like, so one, when it comes to like think about sports and things of that nature, like we are rivals in sports, right? So that plays a part. But when it comes to like just basic social settings and us having rivalries, like that just happens. I think people sometimes can be really, really immature. Like kind of what we're talking about, like we graduate and realize like all the joy of having relationships across the board. But I think many of us are short-sighted when we're in school. You know, I don't think we really think about it.
Was that taught to us? Were we taught that?
I don't think so. I think it's just the environment.
For us, it is taught. Some of it's taught.
I think some of it's taught too. I mean, even in orientation, I'll be honest, like I never thought going to Spelman that I was better than anybody else. Like some people did not want to go to Spelman. That's why they weren't there. But when you get there as a Spelman woman, they're like, you are the best. You made it. You're number one. And so when you finally get let off campus, you're like, I am the best. You can't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
So that shirt, you can't tell a Spelman woman nothing.
Yeah, I don't think they taught us that at the extent of encouraging us to diss other schools, like Lauren was saying, like, but they just built such a strong pride in your institution. Like when I think of all HBCUs, I think like we had a friendly rivalry, especially like at the football games and the basketball games, or Clark always beat us in the basketball games and the football games, but Mahogany and Motion showed out for the dance competition. You know, like I felt like it was a friendly rivalry, but then if anybody came against an HBCU, it was all of the HBCUs against anybody coming against one.
That's
I didn't go to Howard undergrad, but say something about it. Say something about Austin.
I think part of it too is, and someone said it in the chat too, right? Like we had Olive Branch, right? And so, but the thing is that did not transcend through our 4-year matriculation, right? It was this one place of like, oh, Black love, like all this school love, but like it was incumbent upon you as an individual to then like create those relationships and like keep hold to those and like go across campuses. So I think that there was also like something missing with that, right? There's absolutely, that should have been more, like that should have continued throughout our matriculation in order to keep us, you know, grounded in AUC as a whole.
I agree. I feel like there was less events, AUC events, as we matriculated. And I'm like, I don't know. I thought maybe it was because I pledged or something. I don't know. But honestly, like, you know, when you were asking earlier, like, you know, if we felt like we really took full advantage of every campus. I mean, I was at Clark as much as possible. My bestie was there, but I still felt like I missed out on something. You know, like I don't feel like I was partying with y'all as much as I would have loved to.
Yeah. But let me tell you why too. It's also, I feel like in like the campus setups, right? Like Spelman is secluded. Right, there's a gate on every side, and they tell you
we don't play
freshman year, like champ, if you get caught on this campus without the proper credentials, you getting shot.
We're rubber bullets.
At least it's a rubber bullet.
I don't want no smoke. You know what I'm saying? No smoke.
You get shot with a rubber bullet.
Wait, so
security was about that life.
We were talking about going over to Spelman and Print, right? And that what is it called? Computer
Science Center?
Yeah.
Science Center,
It was open 24/7, right?
Yeah.
Like all night. And I would feel like when I walked in, and this could be like self-conscious or whatever, that everyone knew I didn't go to Spelman. You know, I gotta get in and out. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta get out of here. But that was kind of like the vibe. Like I would only come to Spelman if I'm like, Lauren, can you meet me at the gate? You know, like at least one time you go here and I'm with you.
Be holding.
Yeah. It didn't feel like, you know, we always talk, oh, it's community. Well, it didn't really feel like that. No. Even when I would come to like Morehouse campuses, we would like walk over to get something to eat or just to say what's up. It just didn't feel the same. It was all like, oh, those girls go to Clark. It was never like, oh, hey, you know, it just didn't feel the same.
And what's crazy is I never felt like that when I was on Clark's campus. I feel like y'all campus is super open.
It is.
Super accessible. It's like, yo, like I feel like the strip is y'all's.
The strip,
we cohabitate on the strip, but the strip is the car.
Yeah, but
you know
I think to that point,
Steagles.
Without Clark, do we even know about Steagles? Do we sit in Club Woody and chop it up until the doors close? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like, you know, Clark has, in hindsight, did a great job of like welcoming community. You know what I'm saying?
being
Welcoming.
the central part of it.
I've been to
AUC.
Spelman once. I've been on Spelman's campus once.
How
When we
crazy is
started-
that?
That's
When we
crazy.
started talking about this AUC episode, I could list maybe 5 or 6 Spelman ladies. They were all the K's.
But what you didn't go to Market Friday? You only been at Market Friday? What about?
That's the time I went. And I was in the A-Row pageant, and we did something at Market Friday on Spelman's campus. That's the only time I can remember ever being there.
Man,
Wow.
I was at Market
Yeah.
Thursday every Thursday and Market Friday every Friday.
I hated when we had homecomings together because I felt like we weren't able to really show up at y'all stuff if y'all were having tailgate at the same time we were having tailgate. I loved it when we had separate ones because then it's like
Let's
us
get to
into
the next
homecoming.
topic.
Brittany, take it
to the
away.
next
Brittany, take it
topic.
away.
Like you don't even know that was the next topic, was to talk about this homecomings together. Do we really have homecoming together?
Have we
No.
truly?
Ours?
No.
It just happened
They
at the same
happened
time.
at
It's been on the
Same time.
Yeah,
At
at
the
the
same time.
Well, wait, I will say this. We
Yeah.
come to Morehouse tailgate.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
really see Spelman and Morehouse
That's true.
outside of the
Y'all
fraternities.
tailgate costs
And
money.
I
Usually
get
Y'all tailgate costs money. Don't y'all tailgate cost money?
Yeah, you gotta buy a ticket to
not
the game.
while we were in
I was
school.
gonna say we're honestly probably
okay.
drunk before we're able to even leave our tailgate. It's go
Same.
across the
Well,
street
yeah,
or go
right.
to the hotel. Like by the
Same
time you've
right.
had your cup filled at 15 tents, you just
It's a
trying to
wrap.
make it back to the
Y'all
car.
ain't coming to Clark tailgate. I
I used to come to Clark tailgate.
We
when
were
it was
when
the
they
same
were
weekend.
separate.
The walk is long.
Yeah. Look.
I don't know where to park, and I don't want to pay no money.
Look.
I'm with Bree. You see
No, the
that?
second-
A lot of
What'd you
excuses.
say?
A lot of
He
excuses.
said,
She
ain't
said
excuses.
she didn't see us
Man.
over there. We ain't see
Facts.
her.
Look, I tell you
Let it
straight
be
up.
free.
The first
we did
reason
free.
why we did the Olive Branch Alumni Edition, part of the impetus was my experience in undergrad. But the overarching part was in 2013 when we had joint homecoming at the same time. We wanted to do an event that didn't interfere with anybody else's. That's why we did a day party, not a night party on Friday. The whole purpose was for us to have one event that we all could come to, because we all know that.
You did it because we were old.
Nah, I did it because I wanted all us to be together. I mean, and you can tell through all the things. We had wristbands, I had school colors and all that stuff. We don't have, to echo your point, like when tailgate happens, it's a different shift in time. Like y'all's game, you have to pay to go to the game, at least now. And then when the game is over, like everything's over. Like you still can't lay over. I mean, our tailgate lasts for no, we're good. Our tailgate lasts.
We're on the field until they turn the lights on. We're there until at least 9:30, 10 o'clock. They literally have to kick us out. See, that's
Fair
the
enough.
thing.
Fair
I
enough.
don't
Fair
think
enough.
that you have
I've been to Clark's homecoming when it wasn't the same time. I have not been when it's
I know.
Yeah, I have not been when it's joint.
So
because
let me ask
about
this: why can't we have a homecoming where the schools play each other and we make the promenade all the way through the campus tailgate?
Until the next quiet moment. That's what needs to happen.
Put the
And y'all need to have y'all's podcast live from the strip.
I said that.
Only if y'all come back.
Listen,
Only if y'all come back.
We there.
I've never missed homecoming.
I
So-
bet President French would be down for that. Like he was down for the cause. Okay, but
that's a great idea.
Tell them to tap a little extra money on them tent rentals so we can get some fundraising for our schools and put them together. We there.
Yeah. Or a Scoop with all the connections he got, you know what I'm saying, can rethrow Olive
everybody.
Branch. You know, rethrow Olive Branch, rebrand it. Like,
I mean,
throw a community
I'm down
unity
for it.
day.
I'm
we
down
did the
for
greatest homecoming. What is it? Greatest homecoming of all time or whatever?
Nah, oh, you talking about
G-Ho.
Yeah, G-Ho.
G-Ho, that's what it is.
A run for their money.
Can't call it that.
Yeah.
They got it. Nah, they got it. But I mean, I feel like our joint is killing their joint anyway.
Yeah, I like.
I was just gonna say I've never thought their homecoming was.
I've loved. Literally, Olive Branch was thrown for that purpose. We didn't want to conflict with anybody else's.
Yeah.
Because Friday nights is kind of based on like your crew. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to interfere with that, so we created a day, like the first homecoming day party, for that purpose. And it's been going on since. For me, it's better when we have joint homecoming, so I can see everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know it's not like in that part. It's not even so much the Parquet's wife.
Hey, Corey, you know I love you.
You know, but yeah, just like we know that like people have certain places they go on Friday night. That's they're locked in. Like that's what they do.
Yeah.
So some of that stuff's not necessarily going to change. As somebody throws parties, like that's something that people have and they want to make money and continue their brands. That's the hard part. But on Saturday, it's a little different. So I'm with y'all on that.
Danielle said, "Sign me up for a committee." She would run that whole thing. Everything, okay?
We know it's going to get done.
That's right. It's going to get done.
I feel like the change we want to see, begins with us.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, yes, motivation.
And Parquet, you didn't make that up either. You realize that's not you didn't make that up.
Cheers to that, Kelly.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So we making changes? Is that what we saying?
Hey, are we running it back? Post-COVID homecoming, what we doing?
It's gonna have to be a while. I don't trust.
So are they at the same time this year? Are they?
I doubt it. Clark's homecoming is the 9th.
Yeah, we can.
This is my thing. If y'all throw graduation, why can't we have homecoming? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the difference?
I just don't know
What's the
how
difference?
to police it.
That's my question. We all go grocery shopping. If we've all been in the grocery store, what's the difference between that and walking by 17 to 25 pits? It's the same thing.
A lot.
Yeah, ours is the week after October.
We got a doctor on the.
Oh no, that's last year's.
Dr.
October 16th is out. October 9th.
You know.
Yeah, October 9th is Clark's. October 16th is out.
So wait, are you guys coming back to homecoming? Are you guys going to your homecoming this year?
I got Alumni Brunch, so yeah, of course.
I haven't decided yet.
I
feel like if they throw it,
Camille.
I haven't decided yet. I don't know. Well, I need to know. I feel like if they come up with something like, "Oh, well, you can only go to tailgate."
Yeah, you're right.
Well, okay,
You're right.
wait a minute. You know, like I don't want to. That's not the same.
Now
If
you
I
know
go
when
in
alcohol.
The same. Yeah, if I can't have the same homecoming,
Alcohol
then
matters.
I don't want it.
Yo, Howard's homecoming was
real,
dry last year.
Yeah.
What? Oh my God, man! They were taking water bottles away.
Trust me, them students were gonna be out anyway.
Man, people were sliding liquor through the McDonald's gate. It was
What a
bad.
dry
I saw. Look, let me tell you something.
Wait, Howard had a homecoming last year?
No, I mean 2019.
Right.
So,
Whenever you say
I don't
last
know.
year, you're talking about 2019.
Yeah.
COVID.
They raised the price of tents and trailers to bring alcohol to your tent or trailer.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll pay it.
I can't front. That's actually that's a great business, dog.
Yeah, it was terrible.
It was so thin. Like, let me tell you, we were stuffing backpacks and then be like, okay, well, put your sweatshirt on.
Somebody
top of that.
had
They're gonna check you going into the gate.
Yo, somebody had binoculars, and when you twist off the eye, it was a flash. I've never seen this before.
On behalf of someone who may have a sunscreen bottle upstairs like that and 2 tampon packs like that, don't judge us.
I have the tampon one. Do I tell them or do I keep this to myself?
No. You know what that's called, Lauren? We are resourceful.
I love it. One question before we move on to another topic, but is how different is Atlanta for you when you go back? I know, Lauren, you're in Atlanta.
Very.
Yeah, I live here. So
do you feel different? Question for Lauren though. Do you feel like your college Atlanta and your Atlanta now is the same Atlanta?
No, it's a grown-up version of it, y'all. I thought I was coming back to college every day. I thought I was going to be seeing my line sisters and reliving things. And literally, we have to send. We're borderline. We're one step away from sending a doodle poll out just so we can see each other once a month. Like it's like everyone has real lives here. People work. Yeah. People got kids. People got husbands. The traffic is bad. Exactly. Like everyone's like 30 minutes away from each other. So. No, and honestly, I think at this age, we tired. Yeah, it's just, it's different. You have to be way more intentional just about like getting up with your folks.
Like you gotta have
This is what I wanted to ask about because I haven't been to Atlanta, but what does the West End look like? Because I heard the West End is not the same West End from.
Not the West
real
End.
white.
It's not. There's new
gentrified.
development. Yeah,
It's
new
gentrified.
development.
Yeah.
Condos are coming. Like it's not the West
Condos.
End now.
I
Yeah,
remember
y'all
me
remember
Rainbow.
that?
You gave us our
Caucasians
club
love
clothes
dogs.
freshman year.
The West End Mall, artist drawing of what it's going to look like. I literally could not tell the vantage point. You know how you get those
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I was like, okay, this is on top of Murchison's. This is the vantage point because I didn't recognize where they were trying to show it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't recognize anything. I was like, where is this? What is this?
Yeah, here's
That's
a way to look at it. I was driving down the street one day, and on the left was an older black man walking a goat, and on the right was a white girl jogging.
See?
They got vegan style Abernathy.
Y'all gotta go to Starbucks.
Oh
When
my
Starbucks
God.
drops, it's
That's
over.
like that.
Here's a Starbucks?
Go.
No, I'm
Not
just
yet,
saying, when
not yet.
Starbucks drops. You know, that's the sign. When the Starbucks comes, it's a wrap.
That's it.
Starbucks drops.
Exactly.
It's
Gentrification 101
Starbucks,
right
Whole
there.
Foods, Trader Joe's, those three, it's done for.
It's over.
Done.
It's
They got a
over.
Whole Foods behind Howard right now. Just got opened up.
Yeah.
Is Krispy Kreme still in the West End? Is Krispy Kreme still there?
It's still there. It's still there.
Okay.
I
Okay.
mean,
The
the
Taco
Jamaican
Bell?
really
Breeze,
matters.
the Taco
is that
Bell, the Popeyes,
and that
Queen
turkey
City?
still there.
Is Queen City still in the
Queen
West End?
City is still there. Last time I checked.
Queen City.
Thank you, Parquet.
Crazy.
I know you care about the important stuff. I know you care about the important stuff. It's a place that
elite
women
dancing.
dance.
It's a dance.
It's a fashion show.
Oh,
It's a
respect.
fashion show.
Yes.
For women.
I think he's
dancing.
referring to
Yes.
of the
An exotic
burlesque
art center.
studio.
An exotic art center.
We did.
It's where all the shoe models reside.
Yes, exactly.
It is Atlanta.
I would say this though. When you ask, like, I lived in Atlanta after graduation. I think the weird thing about Atlanta for us in school is that we had access to all the places that people go. Like now, I feel like the things that people want to do, we pretty much live that life in undergrad. So the social progression in Atlanta is not the same as like other cities. That's just my experience. Whether it be the same venues or just the same type of vibe, it feels like when I go out in Atlanta, it's like, oh, I did this when I was 20. And I think other cities, it's a different, like what I do now at my age in DC, I won't necessarily find that social progression in Atlanta.
I'm gonna tell you something that I did not realize other schools did not have. Like our freshman year, do y'all remember the shuttles?
Yeah.
You to the club, dog.
Yes.
That was
You could have
that was
freshman
smart.
year.
The last
That
shuttle
was
is
smart.
leaving. The last shuttle is leaving.
Yo, that last shuttle.
would be
The last shuttle.
I was
was
like,
leaving.
I remember calling home and like talking to my friends from high school, like, dog, I just rode a charter bus.
Yeah.
The Club Envy, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you had to listen
Shout
because
out
the
to
DJ was
Club
gonna let you
Envy.
know, like, yo, last shuttle leave at 1.
Yes.
You like, hold up, the club don't close till 2:30.
Don't risk it.
You
Don't
really
risk
be
it.
Right.
thinking it.
Don't
You
risk
was on
it.
that last
No.
shuttle packed,
It ain't
standing.
worth it. It ain't
Yeah,
worth
What do
it.
you think the shuttles are
Man.
gonna look like post COVID?
I don't know.
There's no shuttle.
I'm gonna be on them.
There's no shuttle no more.
Shuttle shuttles?
They
They got
been a
Uber.
long
They
time
got
ago.
Uber.
Yeah, like people.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
no parking lot.
Yes.
There's no parking lot anymore.
Yeah. No, they don't.
Where
have
would they
no
park?
They don't have
Spellman's
shuttles.
Lot.
No, they stopped
Yeah.
doing the shuttles a
Do
long
they
time
still have
ago.
A long time ago.
I don't
Spellman
know.
still has parking spaces. I thought
do they
it
still
was
have
all
phone
parking
parties?
decks.
Do they still have phone parties?
I
I
don't
hope
know.
not.
Yeah.
Well, Atlanta themselves still have phone parties. We saw that
I
during
remember, like,
COVID,
that's-
which was concerning.
That's where COVID started. That is where COVID started.
No, COVID
Them
started the
phone
compound
parties
party.
from 02, 03,
Last
dog. Like,
Oh my God.
Listen, I would not recommend a phone party.
Wait.
Hey,
you talking
all
about that
I'm telling you guys,
COVID
as a
for
member of
Yes,
Club
yes.
AUC who threw
That was
phone parties,
disgusting.
we made a lot of money for our organization
you
off
did.
those phone parties. That's all I'm
I'm
saying.
sure.
I've never been to a phone party.
I'm sure you
Guys were
did.
dropping $60 at the door just to
Oh,
get in here and
perfect.
see girls in their bikinis. I'm just saying.
Right.
You're gonna bring
Nobody
back a
was
new
con-
pandemic after that phone party. We're gonna
COVID 20.
A
new
COVID
variant.
20.
A new
COVID
variant.
A new strain.
Right.
That foam needed to be some Dove. That's what it needed to be. Dove with some ice cream.
It needed to be some hope.
Shoot them down with some soap, some Dawn, some something.
Hand sanitizer.
Okay, guys.
Dove. Y'all needed dish detergent.
All right, guys, we're gonna go into the next segment of the show.
Okay.
And that segment is called our Black Excellence segment, where we all Black everything, where we toast to something dope that some Black person or HBCU grad or anything has done. And this year we're keeping it simple but real classy. We are toasting to the class of 2020 and 2021 for graduating during a pandemic.
Good job, guys.
We're talking about
They
We're
made
talking
it.
about all these amazing experiences we had, and sadly, theirs got cut short by the pandemic.
Yeah.
So, hats off to them for getting it done, getting those degree. I can't imagine that either. Like taking away my senior year. Excuse me.
Yeah.
No.
At any point, high school, college, just my
Exactly.
senior year of anything, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Run me back.
Senior week. Oh, God.
Run me back, dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was
So
like, and you
kudos.
still want full tuition?
That
Did
part.
y'all hear about? Did y'all hear
For
about
real.
their Did y'all hear about their black and white party? How they had 2020 in white and 2021 in
Yes.
black.
No.
I thought that was so dope.
That's super
It is.
I love that. I can't lie.
Yeah.
That really makes me miss senior week, bro. Like,
Senior week.
the black and white was like the culmination. Wasn't it on a Wednesday?
Yup.
That's
on
Wednesday.
Okay.
You were at
out
like,
every single
weren't we
day.
level
Every day.
three?
Ooh, little red dress party.
Level three, even
Little
there.
red dress party.
What
Yup.
is, wait. What is that? Little red dress party.
Oh, that was what you think it is. That's when all the ladies had to come in.
Little red dress. That was back when we wore skirts.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It
Like
is
that nasty
exactly
uncle.
that.
Exactly that.
That was when we wore shirts as dresses and thought it was okay.
Yes.
Look,
Oh, man.
As long as
And
it's
look,
red.
shout out to Kirk Whalum, who is like Morehouse 05, because Kenneth Whalum, because I feel like Scooter was playing saxophone at every party we had senior week.
At the little
Right
red
there in the
dress
corner
party.
with a little dress.
All the
He was
parties.
over there playing his sax.
Y'all trying to make it classy. Y'all know that.
Trying to make exactly with the little red
Little
dress.
red
Little
dress.
dress.
What Future say? Dress it up and make it real for me, man.
Dress it up and make it real for me. I'm with it.
Oh my
man,
gosh.
the type of parties we threw.
Memories,
Oh
man.
man.
Toga parties.
The
I
type
just
of
know Morehouse
outfits we
was
put
Togas.
together.
commencement morning was a struggle. Like if your brother wasn't graduating or your
Bruh.
niece, we couldn't show up. It was
We didn't
too early.
stay. No, we stayed up all night.
I'm
sorry.
I feel like
I'm sorry,
graduation
y'all.
day, the amount of people that had on, we all had on sunglasses.
Right.
Everybody had on
yeah.
sunglasses.
Oh,
It was just like
yeah.
a
Oh, for
sunglass.
sure.
It was.
We had to be at Morehouse at 6 o'clock. 5
Hey,
o'clock.
y'all,
What?
I'm like,
And
if
then
your
started-
bands with the titles on it, you
And
were
we
not
were-
going.
Ours
We were
was like
still
2 or
drunk.
3, but we was still like one of my classmates. I'm not gonna shout her out by her name, but she showed y'all. All she showed up in was the black graduation robe. No hat, no tassel, no hood. We had
Like,
to
she
pass our
tried.
hood and our
Yeah.
hat down, but she was there. So
Dog.
She
like,
tried.
made it.
She
And
made
like, you know what?
She brought her best. She brought her
Sisterhood
best.
is taking off your hood and passing it down the road so
Wow.
she can get hooded and she can have a move that tassel over. Like
Dog.
That's
we
Word.
made it.
Saturday night, that part, like
Man.
Saturday night, we went out. I went, chilled at some friends' houses, came home, got dressed, and went straight to King Chapel.
Yeah, that's how it go.
I
That's
would
how
have
it
to
go.
a point.
Didn't y'all have graduation on a Monday?
in the morning.
No,
Yeah, Clark is on Monday.
Clark's on Monday.
On a
Heard about
Monday.
it. Like,
Where do y'all graduate? Where does Clark graduate?
The field.
Our graduate,
one of the
yeah, the
football
field.
Well,
Football
this
field.
year they were on the sacred ground in front of Harkness. This
Right.
year.
Yeah,
They were.
we know they
So was
graduated.
Morehouse.
Oh, that's what they do you all's white ceremony.
Right. For freshman year. Wait.
Convocation.
Yeah.
No,
Our
yeah.
convocation, yes.
Oh,
That is
For
what
freshman
we-
year, all right?
Yes.
It's still okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So wait,
Man,
They were
oh
there.
man.
Backyard for sure.
how was it? How did that happen? Oh,
What,
y'all
this
graduated
year?
on Monday, you said?
On Monday.
Yeah.
We graduate on Monday.
That means
Monday.
we had time to rest and recover.
They were smart. They're
Yeah.
like,
No,
we
we
were
were
out.
out.
We
They planned to
we
rest.
know
Y'all
y'all
went out
been
Sunday
out.
night too.
Right. Well, guys,
Y'all
we're gonna move on to
going
our
out.
let out section where we
Hey.
wrap this thing up. It's the let out, and we're gonna bring up from our season our social media correspondent.
Hey, Lindsay.
Yeah. What up, Lindsay?
What they do,
in the
baby?
comments. Lindsay be in the comments, getting y'all hype and keeping the conversation.
Shout out to Backyard
Down in
Band.
the comments.
Hey.
Yay. So this is the let out, guys. You know what the let out is. And right now we just want to ask, what's next on your plate? Like what's up? What are y'all doing? I'm gonna start with Kelly because she's the first person I saw. Kelly, what's next on your plate?
Kelly's like,
You gonna take a watch and drink it?
I was trying to get this little drop right here.
I understand.
My kind of girl.
Listen, so next
Don't
up
waste it.
for me is work, but more specifically, what's really been important and on my mind and my heart, and like this year, my word is intentionality. And so like I'm really kind of overworking for other people and really starting my own LLC last March in COVID called The Educated Approach. So if anybody needs any type of educational consulting, holla at your girl. Website is coming soon. Check the IG, you know what I'm saying, Rochelle_Squire, you know what I'm saying. But but seriously, that's what's been important for me, like to get away from working from and being a slave to everyone else and actually like reinvesting in myself and working for myself. So
Cheers to Kelly.
DC schools need you, Kelly.
Oh,
Kelly, drop it one more time. Say your Instagram one more time.
Yep, it's Rochelle_Squire. Yep,
Okay,
but it will be you'll just don't, there's a lot of other things on there, but there will be at some point more about the educated approach when my website finally launches.
Because you do also do like some upcycling stuff too that I be paying attention to, like your household things.
Girl, I'm a white suburban mom sometimes. But yeah, no, I paint furniture. I do renovations, all that. It's all been like just over COVID, honestly, y'all. Like I've rediscovered like the creative in me. So it's been really cool. And I don't do it for other people. I do it for myself. So please don't ask, because at that point it becomes a job and then I'm not going to like it, but I will walk you through it. I will walk you through it.
Pinterest though?
So
no. I know. Parquet told me a couple of things I need to do. He was like, you need to post your stuff to this and this. And so he's consulting.
He's a creative agency. Okay?
Yes.
All right. Lauren, what's next on your plate?
So I think I've been in this interesting position where my job has actually sped up through the pandemic. And, and even now we're still really high volumes in the emergency department. So I'm actually looking forward to taking a little bit of a step back soon. I'll have a new little one in the house late September. So I'm looking forward to just having some space to be able to think about what it is that I want to do besides medicine, like what it is that I'm passionate about, and just fulfilling like just personal needs. I think, during the pandemic with things speeding up, I hadn't had time to do any of that. So I'm looking forward to a little time.
Kudos to that.
I know.
Cheers to that.
Kudos to our medical workers. Yeah.
Thank you, Lauren, for holding us down through this.
Yes.
Essential work.
We appreciate you.
So essential.
Yeah.
So essential.
So essential. Camille, what's next on your plate?
That's a dope hashtag. So essential.
So essential. I like that. Feeling that.
So my job actually announced that we will be going back to the office as normal 5 days a week, September the 7th. So right now I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to quit, find a new job, or walk in the office.
Go send this resume, sis.
Or walk in the office on September 7th and have a panic attack. So I'm trying to get it together. I think I'm gonna walk in and just go, I can't do it. Oh my God. Fall out on the ground or just like start hyperventilating. So one of those things will probably occur. And in the meantime, I'm gonna enjoy my warm girl summer.
Yes.
And
Warm girl.
I like that. I like
for my passions. I recently styled a few photo shoots that have gotten a lot of positive feedback, and still working on my brand that hopefully will be launching later this year. So I'm super excited, very motivated, and just trying to stay positive. That's all.
Yes. Cheers.
I love it. Cheers to that.
Thank you.
Cheers. Scoop, what's next on your plate?
Shoot, I've had a lot going on over the last 18 months. I started LLC last year. School I used to work at, Dunbar High School, asked me to do some consulting. So I had to start an LLC, become a DCPS vendor to be paid through that. I'm still kind of going through that process. Yeah, you can't just the system. You can't just do work. You have to go through DC public schools. You got to be an approved government vendor and stuff. So that I started a podcast, which I've somewhat neglected since I started my new job in February as a policy analyst for City Council. So that's been very seeing my city from a whole different vantage point has been eye-opening. And then just got a lot of entrepreneurial things going on. So that's
cheers.
Dope. Cheers
to that.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Salud.
Find a way or make one.
Parquet. What's
Chelsea,
next on
how
your
you?
plate?
Next on my plate, let me see, man. Well, on my plate currently, you know what I mean? I'm a newlywed.
Yes. Shout out
Not
to
that
Corey.
new.
Hey,
you know,
Corey.
almost a year in this thing. But shout out to the Butters, man. I got a new job. You know,
Congrats.
I got a new job. Thank you very much. But honestly, one of the things that I'm really working towards this year is I wrote a children's book a while ago, and I'll tell you about it very briefly. It's about a young girl named Afri, Afri. And the title of the book is Afri Can, right? Talking about all the things that this young girl Afri can do. But if you say it quickly, it's African.
African.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
So,
I love it.
My third eye's open, dog. My third eye's
Well,
open.
all these beauties up here, you better give us a link.
I just feel like, you know, I don't want to leave this earth with, you know what I'm saying, this still inside of me without it being out there. So I feel like this is my year to give birth to that. So that's what I'm about to scoop onto my plate and then remove from my plate, because I don't want to keep it there. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that other people can eat as well. So yeah, I'm just really all about being the best Black man that I can be. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm coming up on 37, and for the first time, I really know like who I am. You know what I'm saying? It was such a, you know what I mean, like a nice to meet you moment. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, you know, I started off, you know what I mean, in my mama's house is Robert. You know what I mean? Everybody on this screen knows me as Parquet. You know what I'm saying? I've rebranded myself into Bobby Butter. You know what I mean? So it's just like, yo, in the midst of all that, it's just like, yo, but who are you? You know what I'm saying? I had to re-tap back in with me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good now. We good now. But I got my clothing brand that I'm about to drop. I'm on my KP movement, where it's not like for the public. It's just more so like
for you.
You know what I'm saying? It's me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I got my logo together. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple of treatments I'm trying to put together. I mean, so it's coming soon, man. But yeah, I'm just out here living, man.
Nice.
African coming soon.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Salud.
Yes, I love it. All right, Chelsea, what's next on your plate?
Well, I recently came to the realization that my chances of becoming a kept woman are slim.
Uh-oh.
And I'm going to have to continue to work.
Don't give up, Chelsea. Don't give up.
I don't know that I can hold it anymore. So if I'm going to have to continue to work, I honestly think COVID for me has been a time of reflection since I've been home. And I've just been thinking about, like, one thing I know that God is in everything I do, right? Like all my opportunities, my experiences, my connections, like everything that falls in for me, I feel like it is predestined. It's nothing I could have created or done. And I have been dealing with, and I don't know if any of y'all have been dealing with this, but I have been dealing with this massive burnout at work. I like my job. I'm grateful for my job. I appreciate my job because I have a whole mortgage, but I don't feel challenged. I don't feel like I'm using my brain the most at work. So I've really been spending like these last couple of months trying to figure out, okay, if money wasn't an issue, where would you want to go? And I've been looking at some other areas of law. I've been doing appellate litigation and like regulatory compliance work for maybe 10 years. And I think honestly, like now is a good time for me to pivot to an area of law that I'm actually interested in. So I've been looking at maybe going back to school or maybe just venturing outside of my comfort zone and moving towards like some intellectual property and privacy rights, like practice areas. Because this is, look, one thing COVID taught me, especially for all of the people who lost somebody during that time, is life is short. And life doesn't feel short to us because every day we wake up with our own sets of complaints. And, you know, like, and they're usually larger than our list of appreciation. But I'm like, you know what? If life is short, like, let me get into something I want to do. One thing I know about God is he's going to provide financially. So my bills will be taken care of. But I know he can give me this brain to waste it. And y'all, some work days. Right. Let me tell you, I wake up every Monday and quit this job and then go to work. So it's a transition for me. And, you know, I'm open to wherever God's trying to take me, to be honest.
Amen.
Amen.
Here's to that. And we want to know, Lindsay, what you got next on your plate?
You know, it's a lot of things happening. So I've been in, you know, Scoop has talked about the major city of Arlington, Virginia, which is where I'm from.
Yes.
That's where I'm from. So I've been here.
I'm a suburban guy.
Yeah. So it's time for me to go back to New York because my job is opening up. They're like, bring it on back. They're like, when are you coming back? So that's happening, going back to New York. And then also I am launching a music trivia game. So stay tuned for that.
Hey, I need all that. Give it to me.
It's coming. This is gonna be right up y'all's alley. I promise. And one thing also, shout out to Scoop, because when I was a freshman, I think Scoop was like a senior, and Scoop really made like the DC Metro folks feel like they were at home with everything from like organizing go-go's and stuff. I know they brought like
that's our Frederick Douglass
back down. I was like all in there.
I'm gonna stand beside him.
I'm gonna stand beside him. That's fine.
Oh man,
the DMV.
That's right.
That's what we're supposed to do. Yeah, shout out DC Metro Club for real.
Everybody.
We need another time.
Everybody be like, you know Scoop? I'm like, yes. Right. How do you know Scoop? Like, yes, I know Scoop.
Who doesn't know Scoop?
You went to school in California.
He has like 21 different avenues to know him through.
I should friends parties and they're from Chicago and they're Scoop. Like I'm like, and Scoop.
He gets around.
Everybody knows Scoop. Guys, you guys are dope. Oh, Parquet, you got something you want to say?
Yeah. Last thing, just for the TBT, you know, like what's next on y'all's plate? Like, what can we expect out of season 2?
Give us this preview.
Parquet starting to put us on the spot. No, when we started this, we very much so did want it to be about us. It's all about, you know, the institution, the HBCU love, the CAU love. That's kind of weird, which is why you don't hear us talk a lot about what we do and who we are. But, you know, since Parquet put us on the spot, we are taking, you know, we are doing a season finale. We're taking the summer off to, you know, be waxed and vaxxed, but also, we want to, you know, we want to come back heavier than ever. We want to just make sure that we are, you know, doing what we're supposed to be doing in broadening the HBCU awareness and CAU awareness and all that stuff. So we're going to take some time this summer to actually just work on this and make it even better when we come back in September for you guys, the viewers and everything, and just expect nothing but greatness and excellence from us when we come back. And, you know, that's what I got.
That was a good one.
I got a couple personal things.
I love it. Cheers to that.
Soon, but I can't quite say out loud yet. But I'm excited about some things coming this summer too, personally. But
Cheers.
Y'all are dope. We love our ABC.
Y'all are dope. Y'all are dope. And we're happy to hear you. We're happy to have you guys here. Like we've been talking about this episode since the very beginning and trying to figure out when we would actually get here. So we're very thankful for you guys to actually join us. And this was a good time. We are well over time, if you can tell. This show is supposed to be 45 minutes to an hour. Here we are very into it. So we're going to give everybody.
Not with us. You knew
better.
We 45 minutes.
We should have known better. We should have known better. But, you know, getting back to what it's all about, I got one question for everybody, and that's: have you donated to your institution today?
Oh, yeah.
It's not today,
but I have.
Not today.
Giving Tuesday. Tuesday was just like 2 weeks ago.
It's a monthly bill. It's a monthly bill.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mine too. Monthly comes out. So everybody just
Yeah.
make sure you're pouring into your institutions, pouring into your HBCUs
No,
because they are
definitely.
necessary for y'all's kids and your kids' kids. So we need to keep them around.
That's right.
This experience that we have, everybody, I feel personally that everybody that look like us should have it. So let's
And
make
the
sure
amount doesn't matter.
The amount does not
doesn't
matter.
matter.
It's the number of people that give.
Literally, it's literally the number. Yes,
Not the amount.
The number, not the amount, for
Not the
sure.
amount.
But
Black
also,
schools, if you give $1 a month, they
That's
looking at engagement for HBCUs and predominantly white companies will match that engagement. So please, even if you can do $1, it's literally $1 and it's someone who's engaged and donating 12 months of come on, we can do it.
And don't forget about Meharry Medical College. I'll just put my little plug in there.
Go ahead.
Colleges that are HBCUs. That's one of my alma
Dr.
maters.
Lauren.
So when y'all get that bonus check, go ahead and engage in Meharry. Thank you.
Yes, Meharry.
Shout
out to all our HBCU grad schools.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yes.
Y'all keep holding us down.
TSU over here.
Oh yeah.
You go.
Tennessee State.
TSU, Morehouse School of Medicine. Yeah.
Howard Law.
Yeah.
Come on.
Our
Keep
law.
it going. Keep it going.
Keep
I
it
love
going.
it.
That's
Well,
true.
Parquet, did you have one last thought? I saw your finger up.
I was doing the trigger finger nah, it's cool. Nah, it's all good. I got enough. Thank you. Though.
Well, you guys, we like to end the show with a video. And for our season finale, we wanted to end the video with someone from the Atlanta University Center, a Morehouse graduate. I believe, gosh.
Is this my pump yard?
But
Was
before
this-
you do that, Tennille,
Really?
Oh, I'm sorry. And another thing, one last thing. Once again, this is our season finale. We thank everyone for watching us this entire season. Lindsay put everyone's social handles in the comments section of this video. If you have friends who didn't watch the show live, the show will be posted immediately on our YouTube page. You can watch this episode and the previous episodes on our YouTube page. Please subscribe now if you haven't. And so back to the video.
Send it to a friend to subscribe.
Yes, send it to a friend to subscribe. Yes.
Tell a friend and tell a friend.
Tell a
And
friend.
y'all know,
Y'all.
once you're here, you're a part of the ABC family. So don't be acting crazy when we call you back. You see Camille back.
Hey,
Be here for
I'm be waiting on the phone.
The homecoming episode.
We are trying to be here for homecoming.
We need the homecoming recap episode. What?
The rated
No.
one. I'm still single.
We need
so
the
I can
homecoming
only say
reunion.
so much.
No.
Or not. We got to make 2 hours.
We're gonna talk about
for that
homecoming
when we do
entanglement on that one.
Because you
No,
know
we
we're
not.
going to run over
We
time.
should do it like a Real Housewives reunion. Do part
Right,
one.
yes. The Sunday morning homecoming reunion show,
We
dog.
can do that. I'm gonna
And
talk
the
about all the
homecoming-
daps I got, all the daps and drinks. That's it.
Matter of
That's
fact,
The
No
thugs and drinks,
entanglements.
really?
No discussions on entanglements.
Y'all
The
keep
homecoming
him in prayer.
entanglement.
We still working on him.
No August Alsine over here. I don't spill the beans.
Oh my God.
Okay. So we're going to
you,
end it on
guys.
this video from the AUC, Morehouse graduate, who in a recent interview, back in February, he said he gets killed on this all the time. He graduated from Morehouse, but he took his major classes at Clark, Atlanta.
Spike Lee.
it's gonna be me.
Shelton Edward Lee.
That sounds like me,
Get it where
dog.
you can get it. Get it where you can get it.
Here we go.